Hello, everybody. If this is your first time joining me today or tonight, my name is Jazzy. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I'm a REIKI master, and I'm also the creator of interactive dream therapy, which is a process that combines guided imagery, energy work, and the natural intelligence of your own dream world to lead you into change and transformation. But for tonight, we're going to be using some gentle energy work. I've got a third eye singing bowl, a couple of tuning forks, one for the earth star and one for the heart. We'll use a little shaker to shake off the day. We're going to build a crystal grid made out of Selenite and Kunzite, and all of this is designed to just allow you to reconnect. Release the day's weight and drift off into a deep and restorative night's sleep. But just a little note before we begin, since I'm still a relatively small channel, I don't yet have control over those mid-roll ads, and so if one happens to play while you're relaxing, I thank you for your patience. I just want you to know you can always find an ad-free version linked below in that description box. Before you hit that button and click over, just make sure you like or comment, subscribe. Just that little click helps me grow, and one day I'll be able to turn off those ads for you completely. But for now, let's begin by lighting our intention candle. There we go. So I'm going to invite you now to just send your intention into this flame. Just taking a moment to activate this candle with our intention. And that intention tonight is so simple: to rest and restore and release every worry that doesn't belong in your dream. So take a moment now, your own words, in your own way, just whispering that intention into this flame. You might hear it softly in your mind, or simply think of one word, one feeling you like to wake up to in the morning, and watch that flame and somehow know it's listening. So every breath feeds the flame. Every exhale releases something. You don't need to carry your worry any longer. Just notice the air growing still. The light settles and this room becomes an intentional, safe, quiet space made for you. Just for you. And let's begin by creating our crystal grid. We're going to use this grid energy to You're calm to keep the space clear and grounded while you rest. So let's start with some selenite. Before we place our selenite in the grid, we'll just infuse it with our intention and invite our breath back into our body. Just imagine it cleansing and clearing away. Good. I like to use groups of 3, 4, 6 total in harmony, plus our singing bowl is going to be at the center. I have this Kunzite here. Such a soft and pink stone. Selenite opens the heart, reminds it to return to ease and teach the body how to just breathe, to just soften. So we'll place those here as well. So we've got our 6 stones surrounding that bowl, and go ahead and just activate those now. You could just picture that circle of calm surrounding you too. Steady and protective. Good. So with our grid in place, let's take a moment to just shake off the day. Just listen. Allow the sound to do the work. Just like every sound could loosen a thought, a worry, a care, the world. Shaking off another layer of tension. Sending it away. There's nothing you need to do. Just allow the sound and your breath to do what it knows how to do. You might notice any places or spaces in your body or your energy body that could use a little extra, and just breathe into those spaces and places. Just imagine, visualize, and know that I'm focusing this little sound, this rattle right there, shaking off a little more. Letting go a little more. Good. That feels good. So now that our space is open, let's talk about what actually happens as we fall asleep. Because sometimes understanding the process helps the body and the subconscious and the conscious all work together instead of tugging in opposite directions. Many people think about sleep as a single switch, like on or off. But really, it's more like a gentle staircase, where one step leads to another and another, preparing for the next. So tonight we're going to move through those steps together. Most people who struggle to fall asleep are simply stuck on that first step. We call the thinking stage. It's the stage where you might be looping, replaying conversations, or checking tomorrow's list, solving problems that don't need solving at midnight. And this isn't a failure, it's simply a habit loop. The mind is just trying to protect you by keeping you alert. But the body's ready to rest now. And all we need to do is teach the mind how to hand the work right back to the body, to drift naturally from thinking into what some people call the fancy stage of sleep. Now this fancy stage is the bridge. On this bridge, our thoughts stop talking and we begin to open ourselves to imagine. Imagining is the moment when a sentence turns into an image, like a beach you once visited, or warm sunlight on your skin. You could imagine a time like that, could you not? And that's the mind's first language of relaxation. Your imagination takes over and you just hand the reins over from the analytical mind right over to the creative mind. And the body follows. So you've already experienced this when you daydreamed without meaning to. Floating in between feeling, that's your fancy stage. And if you rest there long enough, the body naturally, easily slips into that next layer of cozy and light state of trance. You're not asleep, but your brain waves have slowed to the same rhythm you enter every night right before dreaming. Right here, the subconscious becomes receptive, Open to suggestion, open to healing, open to rest now. This is where your inner world begins to do its nightly maintenance. Sorting information, venting emotions, filing memories where they belong. You don't have to direct any of that. Your body already knows just what to do. And from there, the line between trance and sleep becomes so thin you can't even feel the difference. The breath lengthens, the muscles let go of their guard, and the subconscious continues the quiet work. Sometimes knowing these stages changes the relationship you have with bedtime. It means you don't have to chase sleep anymore. You just move gently from one step to the next. So in a moment, but not quite yet, I'll guide you to place every stray thought into a little quartz sphere, like a bubble of light, and as thoughts exit the mind, you can leave the thinking stage behind. Each and every time you imagine a worry leaving your mind and settling into that little sphere, you move a little deeper, deeper, deeper down into that stairway of sleep. And so as we place those spheres one by one into our singing bowl for cleansing, those bubbles will be cleared away, their energy recycled into calm so you can drift and float into a peaceful night's sleep. So right here beside me, I've got these little smoky quartz spheres. And each one is just waiting to hold something that you'd like to put to rest. For now, just for now. So we'll just one at a time. Just begin to notice any thoughts or wanderings that you believe would benefit from sitting down for now. Just for now. So here is that first little bubble. Just holding it, and you might notice how smooth, round, and as you listen, just imagine that one little thought, it might be the most active thought of your day. Just picture that thought that kept circling and imagine it just drifting right out of you and right into this little smoky quartz sphere. Go ahead and place that in the bowl. And here we have a second bubble. Right here, this little sphere, and you could imagine another little piece of your day, like a worry or an unfinished task, just floating and finding its way right into this bubble. Right here. Good. And right there into the bowl. You're doing everything just right. And I wonder, do you feel a little lighter already? Just like this sphere knows just what to do. And in this sphere, perhaps there's a feeling rather than a thought. Just picture it floating and drifting right here. Good. Another, and another, and another. And so you might begin to think of a little memory, a moment, a conversation that replayed itself, and just imagine it leaving your mind to rest right here. Each bubble accepts exactly what it's given. One more now. And what could you put to rest if only for a little while? You see, sometimes we forget to remember that the world can take care of itself for just a little while. Can it not? So one final place for anything that wants to settle. One little thought, one fragment of the day, just let it float and rest right here. Now, all of these thoughts are resting right here in this bowl. And I wonder what you notice yourself noticing as they settle. We're just going to begin to use the bowl to cleanse away. So just imagine all those thoughts vibrating into the air like evaporation, just lifting, thinning out, rising until they're nothing more than sound and light. You don't have to know where they go. You only know they go far, far away now. As if they were never even thoughts at all. Just sensing the sense that all that remains when they're gone is the vibration of the room, the steadiness of your breath, and the feeling that everything has space again. Now, as the worries and cares continue to drift and float, I want to tell you a little bedtime story. Long ago, in a village that seemed always awake with unfinished things, there lived a talented weaver. Her hands were sure, her colors were precise, but her mind never stopped spinning. Even when her loom fell silent, these threads of scattered thought clattered inside her head, and all those thoughts like what she might have done differently, what tomorrow would demand, just seemed to linger a little longer than she would like. Every night she promised herself rest, but each night that promise unraveled. So one evening she noticed the lamps had burned low. She left her workshop and stepped out into the quiet street. Mist hung close to the ground. Every footstep just sounded a little softer than it should. The air carried the scent of rain and new beginnings. So she walked until the cobblestones evolved into earth. Walked until those village lights became a vain memory behind her. Now somewhere ahead, a narrow path wound through the tall grass. Grass that brushed against her fingertips like thread on the loom. And as the threads go softer, you can soften too. The further she walked, the slower her thoughts became. And she began to notice little things. The sound of crickets, the glimmer of dew along the path. Her shoulders loosened, her breath moved with the rhythm of the world instead of against it. Now eventually the path led her to a bridge made of woven vines. It arched over a stream so still that the stars reflected so perfectly on the surface. The pattern of those reflections looked oddly familiar, like a tapestry of light and water. And she smiled at the thought that perhaps the sky was weaving too. Every sound reminds the body how to rest. Halfway across the bridge, she stopped. The sound of water below wasn't rushing or babbling. It was whispering. And you see, if she listened closely, she could make out words. And they weren't commands or worries, they were gentle reminders of things she already knew. Work ends. Rest is a part of creation. Nothing good is ever lost, only transformed. And she leaned on the railing and watched the water move. It carried fallen leaves downstream, just turning them slowly until they vanished around the bend. And she felt something inside herself mimic that motion, this quiet surrender now. And on the far side of the bridge, there stood an ancient willow tree with a hollow at its base. And inside glowed this faint light. And here the weaver stepped closer and saw threads. Hundreds of threads drifting from the branches like silk. Each thread shimmered in a different color. And as the wind stirred them, they tangled and untangled effortlessly. Never snagging, never tightening, she reached out to touch one. It felt warm, alive, vibrating with a quiet purpose. For the first time, she understood the world wove itself consistently, constantly, and she was only one of its many threads. You don't have to finish anything tonight. The weaving continues while you dream. She sat beneath the willow. The earth was cool against the palms of her hands. Every breath she took seemed to draw the night closer, as if the fabric of darkness itself was tucking her in. The vibration of leaves above seemed to match that slow, steady rhythm of her heartbeat. And her eyelids grew heavy. Be breeze moves through you the way the breeze moves through the willow. She laid back, just watching the branches sway in and out of the starlight. The pattern shifted lazily, changing shape the way dreams do. And they start to form at the edge of sleep. She thought about her loom waiting at home. That half-finished tapestry. The colors she'd once worried would clash. From here, all those details seemed unimportant. The cloth would know how to finish itself when the time came. And the work could take care of itself for a little while. The world can take care of itself for a little while, can it not? This gentle breeze slipped through the valley, lifting her hair, carrying the scent of rain, and for an instant she imagined that the wind gathered every leftover thought, every fragment of worry, and carried them on beyond the hills, where the stars meet sea wind. The breeze finally stilled. The silence that remained was complete. The weaver's hands rested open beside her. Her breathing deepened and then slowed to the gentle cadence of someone finally at ease now. And above her, the threads of the willow continued to move, weaving themselves into shapes that glowed softly against the night. Patterns that told no story, and every story all at once. They were the dreams of the world, quietly mending what daylight had frayed. And somewhere between one heartbeat and the next, the weaver drifted into the weaving. Not gone, not lost, just part of the fabric of resting things. And each time night returns, it's easier and easier to remember how easily you rest now. And from that night on, the village whispered that the weaver slept differently. Her tapestries grew lighter, as if even the threads themselves remembered peace. No one else ever knew about that bridge, or the willow that hummed under the stars. But sometimes on still nights, the townsfolk could hear the faint sound in the distance, the rhythm of a loom at rest, weaving dreams instead of worries. And as you continue to float in that stillness, between dreams and waking, perhaps your unconscious mind is already weaving together all the threads of healing, rest, renewal. Every cell, every nerve, every quiet space within you is learning what it feels like to sleep deeply and wake up restored. And you don't have to remember any of this. conscious mind can simply drift because your deeper mind remembers for you. Remembering how to rest. Remembering how to reset. Remembering how to let the body's wisdom lead the way. Now as you drift here, just notice that lake in your mind's eye. That lake has become even stiller now. A mirror of quiet knowing. Stars above fade slightly, their light softening into the edges of dawn. The water reflects a pale shimmer of morning, and in that light you can sense something new. A freshness, a clarity, like your brain has gently reorganized itself in the night. Shedding the clutter, keeping the calm, and as you breathe in, your body receives oxygen like nourishment. Fuel for your cells, soothing your breath, your heart. As you exhale, you can let go of tension, unnecessary effort of the day that has passed. Each breath becomes a signal to the nervous system. You are safe. You can rest now. So you might begin to imagine yourself lying in your own bed now. Your real bed where your body rests in the real world. Feel the pillow beneath your head, the weight of blankets over your skin. The temperature is just right. You're warm where you need to be warm. Cool where you need to be cool. And you may even notice that your breathing and your heartbeat have already found that natural rhythm of sleep. Deep inside your brain, your hippocampus quietly files away those memories of peace. Your amygdala cools down. Your prefrontal cortex resets. These are rhythms of restoration. The science of calm, and you don't have to make it happen, because your body knows this pattern by heart. And you can return easily night after night to the soft, familiar state of effortless rest. You may find that tomorrow you awaken with a clearer mind, your thoughts gently aligned, your body refreshed, and your mood lighter. And every evening after this one, the moment your head touches the pillow, your body will remember this feeling, this descent into stillness, this peace in the breath. Don't be too surprised to find yourself falling asleep more easily, sleeping more deeply, and waking up more fully renewed than ever before, because tonight something subtle but powerful is taking place within you. New neural pathways are forming, linking relaxation with safety, linking quiet with strength. And every repetition deepens the groove of peace in your mind, so that calm becomes your natural resting state. And as you rest here, your conscious mind can drift into gentle dreams, all while the unconscious mind continues to rehearse deep, healing sleep. For this night, and every night ahead, as if your inner self is saying, this is how we rest now. This is how we begin again each day, refreshed, renewed, aligned, resilient, and in this final moment of integration. I wonder how you sense yourself sensing the rhythm of reawakening. Not yet, but soon, as though the softest light of morning. When morning begins to glow at the edges of your awareness. And even that light carries with it a message. You are whole. You are safe. You are enough. You can trust your mind to rest deeply now whenever you choose. And as you float in that endless quiet, your unconscious mind continues to breathe for you, to heal for you, to dream for you. The deeper you rest, the more your body and mind repairs itself, balancing hormones, clearing the mind, resetting the heart. You are home in your own stillness. And as I count you backwards from 20 to 0, you are entering the deepest, most peaceful rest your body has known in a long time. And from here, you may simply drift beyond words, beyond awareness, into sleep. Pure, dreamless, perfect sleep. Twenty, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep sleep.